All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the third and final installment of my Quiz Bowl 101 series, an introduction to Quiz Bowl and how to become a better player. In video 3, we are going to focus on some other methods that you can use for improvement, other resources that we have access to, uh, either in general or specifically players on my team have access to. And also talk about getting connected to the Quiz Bowl community a little bit and how you can use that to help you in your modes for improvement. So we're going to go ahead and start with more resources and methods to improve. We'll start with, for those of you who are from my team here at Cedar Crest High School, you can check out the resources that are available on the Cedar Crest Quiz Bowl Schoology page. You can get the login, the access code from me if you're not already on the page. And then when you look at the page, if you look on the left-hand side over here underneath the group options, there's a resources tab. If you click on that resources tab, this is what you'll see. You'll see a little folder here for Quiz Bowl resources. If you click on that tab, it'll open up, and this is just a shot of the top. This menu kind of continues on here and is a number of other folders that you can have. Some general information, links to various resources that I've mentioned in some of these videos, as well as a link to the Stanford Culture Guide, which is a pretty happening location of all kinds of information regarding Quiz Bowl. I like to refer to it as the mother lode because it's so much good information in a wide variety of categories to help you study up on things in Quiz Bowl. And then below that, there are organized folders by topic, literature, science, fine arts. Some of these have links to good resources for you to get information from. Some of them actually contain some study resources from back in the day that I made up years ago when I was in the contestant pool for Jeopardy that I was using to help myself study for that. So there's a whole lot of resources that are available to you on our Schoology page. I highly encourage you to use those. Next on the list, using the study library on the NAQT site. In order to use our study library, and what's in our study library is there are all kinds of resources. There are some a whole ton of questions that we have, as well as some power-up guides and things like that. Basically, any resource that we have from our time in NAQT appears on the NAQT site, and as long as you follow these steps, you as a player can get access to our study library on NAQT and use that to help you as a player. In order to do that, the first thing you should do is make sure you have an account at www.naqt.com. Once you have an account there, you need to talk to your coach, in this case me, about putting your name into the site for access to our materials. So usually I collect a list of players fairly early in the season who want access to our study library, and I send that list to NAQT, and then they associate those players with our team. And your account will be associated with our team, and then you'll be able to have access to our resources that are available there. And these differ from team to team, so our resources are pretty extensive. We've got a lot of things in there. Once you do all that, you'll get an email instructing you on how to create a Lock Lizard account. And once you've created a Lock Lizard account, you'll be able to access any of our materials on there. And then once you have access, hey, you have access to all of our questions. Pick a set and pick a packet within a set. Read through questions on your own. Have your friends, your parents, your siblings read questions to you. Get together with a group of friends and rotate through who reads questions and basically turn it into a fun social activity, which is what Quiz Bowl really is. But accessing the study library here is just another way that you can get access to things like that, especially if you have people. I mean, some people like to sit around and read questions by themselves. I much prefer when, we got one person reading and a bunch of other people playing along. So that's a really good aspect here. Other resources that are out there as far as question reading and things like that. If you're by yourself, these are all kind of better resources, or in a small group. There are a lot of websites out there now that you can use to either read questions or have them read to you. One of those websites we already mentioned, QuizDB. I'm going to go back, navigate back there now. But if you look at QuizDB, uh, instead of searching for a topic like we did here, what I can do is say, hey, I just want to practice a little bit. I'm a geography player. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to ask them to give me some questions. I want those questions to be, and they give us a bunch of choices: middle school, easy, regular, hard, high school, national high school. And I can pick my difficulty level. I'll go with some easy high school since I'm a fairly new player. I can even choose subcategories in there. I normally just stick with the main categories instead of the subcategories, and I can ask it to just pull toss-up questions for me. And I can even go through here and choose particular tournaments, but you probably don't need to do that. And once I've highlighted all of these things, I can go in here and say randomly, hey, give me 10 questions. And it'll throw me 10 toss-up questions on geography that I can read through or have someone read. Okay, so that's QuizDB, another way to use QuizDB. Another site that you could use, protobowl.com. Make sure if you use Protobowl that you create a private room. You don't really want to play in the main room. And Protobowl is a little different with regards to this, because when I go to Protobowl, I can create my own room, and this is what I should do. Like, you can kind of just do a random and then go to the room, and you don't want to play, like I said, you don't want to play in the main room, but by adding that extension on, it gave me my own private room. And in here, again, just like QuizDB, I can choose categories, whatever I want, and I can get questions, and it'll just, when I click here, it actually puts the question out there word by word, so that you can kind of practice the idea of buzzing in earlier in a question or later in a question, or, well, buzzing in whenever you know what's going on. I wasn't even following along with that question. I was just talking, but you can see the question as it comes up, and whenever you're ready to buzz in, you can buzz in and answer. And there are a lot of different controls here that, you can get used to using. You can speed up and slow down how fast the words are revealed. You can change the level of question. You can change the category of question. So that's a really good resource. I do, however, really want to reiterate, you don't want to play in the main room. There's some people there who can kind of be jerks sometimes. So steer clear of the main room. Set yourself up a private room. If you set yourself up a private room, you can share that link with the extension with your friends, and you can get together and play together in the same private room, which we used to do a lot around here. That used to be one of the big ways that kids got together and played a few years ago. Next, NAQT.com has a game called Buzzword. Buzzword is pretty cool insofar as they do actually read the questions aloud. Sometimes they have some free Buzzword games. They also have some sample Buzzword games. Usually with Buzzword, you've got to pay a pretty small fee to participate. But what happens is it is actually someone reading aloud each and every question, and you can buzz in when you know the answer. This site comes highly recommended by people who've participated in it from our team in the past. Another place for you to look, and this is kind of new, so I don't really know a whole lot about it yet. I went and kind of sampled it, but it's fairly new. As of me shooting this video, I think they had done maybe 3 weeks worth of questions. But Better Word is a free variety, basically a free copycat of Buzzword, where you get 20 questions a week, and they read them aloud, and you can play along and buzz in and get a score and kind of track your improvement that way. All right, so those are all websites that you can either go to read questions or have them read to you. On to the last page here. hsquizbowl.org I mentioned it in video 1, I think, when we were talking about distributions. hsquizbowl.org is a website that is kind of connecting you to the Quiz Bowl community. There's all kinds of things here. Archived old packets that you can go to read. There's a tournament database to find out about tournaments that are coming up or look at statistics that have occurred in the past. And there's also the forums here, which is what I wanted to recommend in this portion of the video. If you go into the forums, there are 2 specific forums that I want to say people who are new to Quiz Bowl should be interested in. And these are these 2 forums here, the new high school teams and theory. These are 2 good forums where they have threads that discuss things that might help you as a new player. You know, here's a pin post, Quiz Bowl basics handout for newcomers, lists of essential resources, things that people have put up here that have been up here for a long time. And then there are all kinds of other topics that you can look at as far as, you know, helping you become a well-rounded, deeper Quiz Bowl player. All right. So that's it for our Quiz Bowl 101 series to help our new and inexperienced players. I hope that you found these videos kind of useful in getting you started on your way. If you take all the tips that I've given you in these 3 videos, it won't be long until you become a very, very strong Quiz Bowl player. All right. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I see you on the buzzers.